everybody, what's up? Thanks for tuning back into the channel. Much appreciated. Out here in the tackle room late at night again, doing today's tip. Sort of cool out right now. There's a thunderstorm on the way. I can hear a little bit of thunder rumbling. The wind's blowing a little bit, and something about storms. I really like storms, watching them. It's just sort of something I've always enjoyed, even out on the water. But hey, today we're going to do a little bit different type of video. I'm going to talk about my channel a little bit, and about if you guys think that I stir the pot. I do. Some people will say that, but you know, is it obvious that I'm stirring the pot? And I sort of wanted to get into that a little bit, because I've had occasionally I'll get comments saying, if I come up with one particular topic, people say, "Oh, Randy's stirring the pot again," like that. And I think it's a worthwhile topic to talk about a little bit. So anyway, these YouTube channels, guys, it's like there's something out there for everybody. I mean, everybody that has a YouTube channel sort of has a different personality, and they're going to see you're going to see a reflection of that personality to some extent on people's YouTube channel. And mine's a little bit different. I mean, if you're wanting, you know, a real, you know, scripted, you know, highly produced, you know, just nice little clean, in a four-cornered room type of a YouTube channel, this is probably not it, because I cover a lot of different topics. I mainly do fishing tips. I'm going to guess you guys that watch me know probably, you know, 90% of what I do is fishing tips, and maybe 10-15% is just topics like this, what we're talking about here. And it's those 10 to 15% of those topics that a lot of people, you know, say I'm stirring the pot when I'm doing that. But you know, when you talk about topics that people say, quote, stirring the pot, it has to do usually with something that's a little bit opinionated. I mean, if I talk about, you know, why I don't use braid to fluorocarbon on spinning outfits, a lot of people say I'm stirring the pot. If I talk about how, you know, I don't like the direction that live scope and forward-facing technology is taking the sport, people say I'm stirring the pot. If I talk about how bass fishing is becoming an elitist sport, simply because of the income disparity, and I try to explain that a little bit, people say I'm stirring the pot. You know, if I talk about the low water levels at Lake Powell and Lake Mead, and how climate change has an impact and exaggerates, you know, current drought patterns, people say I'm stirring the pot. But the whole thing about all those particular topics is I try to back up every topic that I'm talking about with some type of factual, intellectual data behind that particular opinion. You know, I try not to just throw it out there in some wild, opinionated stance. You know, I try to explain everybody a reason, you know, behind why I have that opinion. And I think that that's a fair argument for anybody. I think that anybody that has an opinion on anything, it tends to be a debate. And if you can approach a debate from a respectful, critical thinking point of view, and not tend to get emotional and irrational about it, I think that's a conversation worth having. But so in my opinion, it's like, I'm not trying to stir any pots up there. That's what I'm trying to do. When I talk about things that a lot of people see as some type of controversial, all that I'm trying to do is affect change for the better. I'm not complaining, I'm not whining about it, I'm not ranting about it, you know, with no basis behind it. Every single topic that I talk about out there that is perceived as somewhat controversial or opinionated, those topics are only brought up because I feel that there may be a better way. And I try to list what those better ways are, and not just throw it out there with nothing behind it. And that's sort of what social media is all about, guys. Social media it's sort of an opinion forum for people to voice their opinions. You know, I've got mixed feelings about social media like you guys do. I think it can be a great tool to communicate and interact and you know, to connect with people that you normally wouldn't do that. I think if it's used wrong, it can be negative in a lot of different ways. And I try to just come at it from that perspective as I can, as far as from the most positive point on there. And the thing about it, guys, is these topics that we're talking about bass fishing, you know, you can't just be positive all the time about it, because that's just not reality. I mean, we don't live in a world that's just roses and unicorns all the time. I mean, there's things out there that, you know, that I bring up a lot of times that they're tough questions, they're challenges behind it. But one of the things that you will always find me doing is I will never say a bad thing about the sport of fishing. And if you guys will watch much of my channel, you know that when I talk about fishing and the intrinsic value of it, about how special it is and how many healing properties it has and how many therapeutic properties fishing has and how it connects people to the real world, it connects people to nature. I'm so grateful to have fishing as that avenue, and I will always talk about fishing in that aspect. But there are some things in the sport and the industry that I just don't think are right. I think that you know, there's a lot of improvements that we can make on that. And I try to offer solutions. You never hear me talking about a problem without, you know, trying to, you know, counter that with some solution to that problem. So anyway, I hope that clarifies a few things. We got some rain outside, can smell it a little bit. It's really, really nice, nice fragrance here. Wanted to throw that out there, guys, just to address some of the comments I've had. So again, thanks for everybody for watching. I'm grateful for every single subscriber I have. You guys watching the channel, much appreciated, and we'll be back soon with another one. See y'all.